Hey, what's up guys? It's Riley from Spiritus Systems, and today I'm going to be showing you how to set up your brand new Reverso Sling. So you'll notice that we've included this black rubber band. This will be used for stowing your sling on your rifle when it's not in use. We've already set one up here just for ease of use. All you have to do is just slide it over your rail and up by your mag well. Another thing you'll notice is that we've included these QD mounts on the sling itself, pre-installed. So it's super easy to install. All you need to do is just click into your QD mounts on your rifle, and those could be anywhere, either up front or back here like on this rail. Once you've clicked it in, you'll hear a positive click, and you should just give it a tug to make sure it's not going to go anywhere. Then we'll go to the back end. I'm going to flip the rifle over, and we'll click this guy in too. You hear that click, give it a tug, make sure it's not going anywhere. And there it is. That is how to put your Reverso Sling on your gun. Another thing you can do with that rubber band, as mentioned before, is stowage. So it's pretty easy. All you do, just fold your sling up. You can tuck it under the band here, and now your sling is stowed away. And it's super easy to deploy. All you do is just grab the back end of the sling, pull it out, and you're ready to go. So another thing I'll show you is how to remove the pad from the sling. All right, this part's pretty easy. So we'll start on the rear end of the sling by the buttstock. That's going to be the opposite side with the slider on it. The first step is just to unweave the nylon through the tri-glide on the end and remove your QD. Set that off to the side. Pull this tri-glide off. Same thing with this tri-glide. Undo it. Pull the webbing through. And now you should be able to freely pull the webbing all the way through the pad. And the last step to removing the sling is just weaving this part of the nylon through this final tri-glide on the pad, and then it will completely come off and you've removed your pad. And it's pretty easy to set up the QD mount on the opposite side again. All you do is just take your tri-glide, weave it through, take your QD mount. I like to go under and then over, back through the tri-glide, and over onto itself again, and there you go. Now you have your unpadded Reverso Sling. I'll throw that on a rifle so you can see what it looks like too. So it's the same setup as before. Just take your front end, click it in, click, tug. Same with the back end. Flip the gun over. Click this guy in. And you're good to go. And you'll notice that there's a lot more adjustment now on the sling without the pad there. So if you ever want some more adjustment, you can always remove the pad or experiment with how much slack you're giving it. The last thing I'll show you is just how to quickly put the pad back on if you've done this. So there's just a few items I like to use to help me snake the nylon back through the pad, and that is just some normal gaffer's tape. I like gaffer's tape because it doesn't leave any weird sticky residue on whatever material I'm sticking it to, and you'll just need a couple lengths of it. And then the second item is just this Hops cleaning rod with two sections. I just removed a section because it perfectly matches the distance from one slit to the other with a little leftover to help snake it through. So the first thing I'll do is just start by snaking the cleaning rod through the pad until it sticks out on the end like that. We'll just leave that alone for a second. And then now we'll go back to our sling on the buttstock side. So this side that has all your tri-glides on it. Start by undoing your tri-glides, removing the QD, slide that guy out. Then we'll go over to here, weave in through the tri-glide on the end of the pad, and then back to this side. And this is where you'll be able to see how much slack you have going all the way through the pad. So you want to have enough that it'll clear the entire inner part of the pad and leave you with some slack on the end like this. All right, so now what I'll do is I'll take my length of tape that I have here and I'll apply it to the top of the webbing here. Nice and even, and we'll stick it down so it doesn't come off when we're snaking it through. And now we'll just stick the other side of the tape onto our cleaning rod. making sure it's real snug on there. And then we'll begin feeding it through the pad. I like to kind of get it started a little bit. You can push it up with your finger quite a lot, but there's a certain point where it doesn't really want to come through. And then from there, we'll just start pulling it through with our cleaning rod, making sure to not jam any of this up so it doesn't get stuck. Keep going. Pull gently, make sure it's not snagging. There we go. We've snaked it all the way through. You can remove that and get rid of your cleaning rod. So from here, super simple. You can adjust the amount of slack too, just by giving a little bit more slack on this end to push up through the tri-glides and through the pad. This will help for attaching your QDs at the end. So pull that up. So now we have a good bit of length. Start by weaving this through this tri-glide. Same there on the other end. Grab your other tri-glide. Get that on there. Weave it through. And now we will put our QD on. I like to go under, over, up through this part of the tri-glide, and then back onto itself here. And there we go. You have successfully reattached the pad to your Reverso Sling.